got on that one. But hello, everybody, and welcome to the reporting stats for the Cherokee Association of Realtors, Cherokee County, and we're going to go over July stats. I am your co-host, Diana Hornez, president of the 2025 Cherokee Board of Realtors, and this is...
Hi, Mike Stott here, past president and I guess economics guru for the Cherokee Association. We know, we like you guys, we have fun, we enjoy working with you. Our goal with this is to give you some education so you can help your clients make good decisions about buying or selling real estate, because we know how much you're involved in our communities, how dedicated you are to protecting private property rights, and you elevate our profession just by being who you are. So, price appreciation. We saw a slight dip last month of $479,950. You know, we don't, this is a snapshot, so I don't get upset when something's lower than the month before when I look for trends. And if next month it's lower and the next month after that it's lower, then I'm going to say
that's the trend.
That's the trend that the market is in. Overall for the year, we're up 1.33% to $493 is our median sales price. It's been as high as $518 this month or this year and as low as $470. So we're looking for trends. Trend is we've been bouncing around $480, $490, $500 for the whole year, which is up slightly over last year and nowhere near what I'm going to call the go-go years of 2020, 2021, 2022, and then we could see that we leveled off in 2023 and 2024. So we had a long period of go-go years. I think we're returning to what is a normal market. How do I know a normal market? I look at the number of sales as to what's been going on. And if we look, we had in 2014, 15, 16, we averaged 500 or so, 600 sales a month. And we've dropped now down to 334, which is the lowest number of sales for July going back to 2012. But
wow.
If we look at 365, we were about there. But if you get back there, again, we were back to 2012, 2013. Increased population, increased number of agents, fewer number of sales means your clients have more choices, and you need to be able to prove your value to them by knowing the numbers.
Yes.
Okay? If we look at Cherokee County overall, this is a very busy slide, so if you have questions, I'll give you my email address at the end. But basically, we have 1,267 homes active on the market, with the median price being $575,000. That means half of the sales are below, or offerings, not sales, are below $575, and a half are above $575. But the average is $746, which means we have more higher priced properties than lower priced properties. Amazingly enough, the average days on market is 88 days for these listings, which is higher than the sales because we have some listings that sit on the market for a long time. In fact, we have one listing that's at 2,528 days. And that's what's that, 8 years?
6 years?
6 years. Well, if you did 400, it's over 6 years. It's almost 7 years on the market. We got a winner.
Wow.
So whoever has that listing, congratulations. Let me know when you hit 7 years and I'll buy you a cupcake or something. Again,
I'll at least get you wine.
Not teasing, because that listing may be a $9 million listing, which is waiting for the right buyer to come along. We have one property at $129,000, which is a leasehold property. I looked it up just to take a look at it. Under contract and pendings, we have a little over 420 under contract and pendings. We look at the days on market are 57 and 54 on average. The median price, $500 for the under contract, $539. So I suspect next month, looking at these figures, if 3/4 of them are average median $539 and a quarter of them are $500, I should see the price pack up, somewhat into the 510s or so range again next month. It's my little bit of secret in forecasting and fortune telling. Closed, we had 334 homes last month. Again, the median sales price was $479. We had a couple of high price homes that bumped the average sales price up. If you look at the dollars per square foot, pretty good, around $210 a square foot. And the days on market was a 60 or 28 days. Median homes that sold, half of them sold in a month or less. What does that tell you? If you've had a listing that's on the market for a month, maybe you want to do a whole new listing appointment, in quotation marks, where you meet with your seller, you update your pricing analysis, you go over what's going on with the comps, and maybe you adjust the price at 28 days. I definitely recommend it at 60 days.
Yeah.
So I got a little curious this month. If those of you that have been watching us for a while, I've broken this down.
I love when you get curious.
We had 180 homes asking over $1 million, which was 14% of what was on the market. Only 15 closed in July. So if we look, we have a 1 year supply of $1 million homes on the market, which is definitely a buyer's market. I have a buyer in that area, and we're putting our second offer today well below the asking prices because he feels, he knows the numbers, that he's going to be able to get a deal. We'll see. But we have 31 under contract and pending, so if they take 45 days on average to close, then we're going to see 20 or 25 close next month, and so the months of remaining inventory may go down. Over 900,000 to $1 million, we have 47 active. We had 10 sales. That means we have a 4.7 months of remaining inventory, which is a neutral market. Their average time was 80 days on market. 800 to 900, we had 79 active. 19 sales. This seems to sort of be a sweet spot.
Yeah.
8 to 900, and the time on the market is roughly 2 months. If we have 19 or 4 months rather than 4.7 months, 43 days on the market. 7 to 800, we had 123 active, so significantly more on the market, significantly more sales. Again, about a 4-month supply of homes, neutral market, 57 days on market. Realize when we did this earlier this year, we were looking at 2 to 3 months remaining inventory. Now we're up to 4 in most cases. 600 to 700,000, 136 sales, 4 point some months of remaining inventory, 66 days on the market. This is the average. I'm pulling the figure from the total days on the market for the average. Why? We want to educate our sellers up front that homes aren't selling in a week any longer, unless they're underpriced or that right buyer was just out there. But for every home that sells in 69 days, there's one that takes 90 days or 120 days. 4 to 500, 268, 75 sales. This gets right down to just below 4 months remaining inventory. And 3 to 400, we had 186 active, 76. So 2 point some odd months of remaining inventory, which is still a buyer's market, and 49 days on the market. And then below 300,000, we had 15 active and 15 closed, which is a 1 month remaining inventory and 44 days on the market. 1 was a modular home. 10 were fixer-uppers. And in fact, those of you agents who are being honest, thanks for putting in your remark that it needs tender, loving care, or this is a fixer-upper, because it makes this job a little bit easier. 4 were attached housing. And again, there's nothing wrong with a townhouse. I own a couple of townhouses. They're great. They're wonderful. My youngest son who works with us is in a townhouse in Fox Creek. I love them, but most buyers, when they say they want to come and buy a house for $300,000, they're not thinking townhouse. We have 1 move-in ready house at $289,000. It's really cute, but it's a cottage with no covered parking, and it's 896 square feet. So I like that one, and it may be sold by the time we look at this. So again, a lot of numbers. I'm not trying to overwhelm anybody, but if you have a seller or a buyer in any one of these places, you can use this as a reference. And then again, this is for all of Cherokee County. Cherokee County is very different in Woodstock as opposed to parts of Canton. They're very different areas. Ball ground, you look at it. And so always do your searches. FMLS is great. Georgia MLS is great also. They gave us some statistics. Again, if you want to see the Georgia MLS statistics, you can copy that and paste it. I'm sorry, it's not quite as readable as it usually is. The challenge they have is they wait an additional month. So this is only through June rather than July. but you can see what the average sales price was in Cherokee County. It will come down there in July. And the reason why this number is higher is they've broken out the townhouses, which is much lower.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
But it will come down. And if you look at the townhouses, if you look a year ago, they're not rising in prices. The median sales price from a year ago is $32,000 less than it was a year ago. And the median sales price in June was significantly less, 11.9%. And the average sales price went up because they're building some newer 55 and over communities that are going for higher than that. Whereas if you look, the percentage change for the single family houses is very close to the 1.3% that we see. The average sales price on a single family house, I don't know how they got 581. It's up 4.7% from the month last year. But if you go to year to date, it's up 1.5%. Interestingly enough, you can see that we've sort of flattened. That's what a 1% curve looks like. And in the townhouses, you can see that they've dropped a little. So if you look at the AJC or you get your news about the Atlanta, Sandy Springs metropolitan area, if you look at the Case-Shiller price index, they're gonna report more on this yellow line rather than our Cherokee County blue line, which proves that real estate is local. The more micro you can get and still have meaning and able to discuss it with your clients, the better results you're going to have. So, that's sort of it for the numbers. What does this mean moving forward? I think we're moving into a normal market where homes are going to be on the market for 2 to 6 months. And you need to prepare your sellers for that on the listing appointment.
Absolutely. Set expectations.
What's the number one complaint sellers have about their realtors?
They don't communicate. They go MIA.
And so how do you stay in touch with them every week?
You have weekly calls with them. Just give them an update. Say, I don't have an update for you this week, and just keep moving on. So that way they at least know something. And
if because you're a realtor, you can use your realtor control panel and get some statistics from there. You can get some statistics from Zillow. You can get feedback from the showings. You have plenty to talk to them about. You could even send them this video once a month.
Absolutely.
And just show them what I'm talking about. Hi, sellers, if you're there.
Sellers.
If
your
you're
agent
happy,
is awesome. Your agent is awesome, especially if they sent you this video.
Right. If you're happy, call Diana. If you're unhappy, just lose my email at the end of this. For rent, oftentimes people are coming here saying, gosh, maybe I should rent. Median rental price for a single family house is $24.69. Median rental price for a attached home is $24.25. So what's renting in single family houses tend to be the smaller, older homes. What's renting in the townhouse market is newer, a little bit larger townhouse. We've built a lot of them in Cherokee County in the last 5 years, but the prices have come down a little bit. Here's what you need to know as a real estate agent is if they're making $86,000 a year, there might be a house in that $300,000 to $400,000 range that's better for them in the long run to own than that luxury townhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of you wish, here's a great question to ask any renter. How many of you wish you could go back in time and buy as many properties as possible in 2020? That wasn't rehearsed either. Yes, the market went up so much. And if they're going to own for 10 years, in addition to all the benefits of tax savings and itemizing their deductions and having a set payment for their length of their mortgage and not having rent increases and not having to pay to get the utilities changed or movers to move as often, you get an intangible benefit of owning your own house, and you're more satisfied because if there's a screen that needs to be repaired, you're going to do it rather than waiting for the landlord to do it. So you end up being happier with the house. Lots of reasons to own rather than rent. We're in the business of owning, and that's why we get involved politically, because we need more houses to buy. We have 2 great events coming up.
Wow. Okay. So speaking of these amazing events, we have our comedy show. And if you're looking for a good time, which I love me a good time, make sure to come to our Laugh Out Loud Redemption Tour. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have hors d'oeuvres, drink vouchers, and it's entertainment. So dinner, drinks, entertainment. Bring your girlfriends, bring your significant other, have fun. It's going to be, and what else can you do in downtown Woodstock for $35 a person? Have food, drinks, and entertainment. You can't do much more for $35. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be a blast. Not only that, but on August 20th, last year we had the very first charity pitch battle event at our general membership meeting, and it was amazing. The amount of money that we were able to contribute to these local nonprofits was just amazing, and what they were able to do with it was even better. So we look forward to having you there, attend our charity pitch battle. We've got some lovely, amazing contenders, two polarities, mostly mutts, Angel House, and Serenade Heights, and
the Veterans Coalition.
So sorry about that. But it's going to be amazing. We're going to hear them speak and be passionate about their event, their charity, and we're going to get to vote to see who we would like to walk away with the big prize. So see you August 20th, 12 o'clock. Love to have you there and participate. Either event, actually both events. I hope to see you at both events.
Right. And the comedy show, just for those of you that went last year, we made some mistakes. I made some mistakes with it. It was too many people. We took a break in the middle. We didn't serve food. It's got fewer comedians this time. We have food. There's no break, and they're actually funnier.
Oh my God, they're going to be hilarious. Yeah. I got to see a sampling of what they're going to bring to it. You are going to have a great time. I'm all about a great time, and let me tell you, we're going to have so much fun that night. That's why we're calling it the Redemption Tour. So hope to see you there.
Great. And as always, if you like what we've said, let Diane know. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, illusions, or delusions, just email me at mike.stott@mac.com. You guys are the best.